all Terran player is starting to the top right of the map, starting for SK-T1. It is
SK Telecom T1 FanTaSy.
FanTaSy with a great performance so far in this tournament. He's up against an 18-year-old player, starting to the top left of Whirlwind in blue, the Startail Protoss.
Avenge.
FanTaSy played a very exciting series in the first round. If you didn't see those VODs, make sure to check them out. They're on gomtv.net. FanTaSy was up against Solar, a Zerg opponent, and this series was so exciting. Definitely make sure to check it out.
Oh yeah.
FanTaSy advanced to the second round, where he meets Avenge now. Avenge defeated Hydra in the first round with a 2-1. The two of them are now battling it out to advance to the third round, where the winner, as mentioned earlier, is going to meet Flash.
We have a Nexus first for Avenge. You can see, based on his probe rallies here, or Qs I should say, that he's going to go just straight into that Nexus, whereas we have a gas build for FanTaSy. So in these positions, FanTaSy could definitely get ahead if he goes for a very nice Widowmine drop or one of those Hellion Marine drops we've seen in the past.
Definitely true. We are now in a position where FanTaSy is trying to execute aggression. He wants to go into a faster tech, into aggressive build, and Avenge is taking quite the gamble on a big map like Whirlwind with his early Nexus here, going into Gateway, of course.
We could also see one of these Hellbat drops that has been making waves, especially in the Kespa scene. I don't think it's as likely, but it's definitely a possibility. You can see the factory goes down really, really fast here with this gas first build.
You know, FanTaSy is a player who definitely has more experience than Avenge, even though Avenge has been playing StarCraft 2 for longer than the SK-T1 Terran player. FanTaSy was even in Code S in the season. He wasn't able to pass the round of 32. He lost against Tasia and against True. Dropped down and finds himself now in Code A again. But a lot more experience than Avenge here, so it's gonna I guess it's gonna show. It's one of these things that definitely play a huge role.
The probe barely... no. So close to getting up there and seeing the gas first.
And that's annoying. That's really annoying. Without the scouting information at all, the Protoss player is playing completely blind here.
Yeah, and will most likely, as a result, go robotics before 2 gates. But if he doesn't do that, and he doesn't have the detection for the Widowmine drop that's going to come out, he could find himself in a world of hurt.
The Protoss has to guess now. He's in a situation where there could be a command center on the high ground, there could be a gasless build, there could be a gas first. So he has no idea what's going on, and that's always the most annoying position to be in, when you have to just play blind. So we're going to find out what exactly Avenge is going to do. We already know that FanTaSy is heading into the starport here, and with the first Widowmine being produced, there's not really a doubt in my mind that we will see the drop play.
Yeah, the SCV is going to come in here. He wants to see if it's a robotics or gateway first build, and Avenge is going to actually have to show him, because if he waits much longer, then he's not going to have what he needs to have to defend this drop. The drop ship is already underway, and he hasn't started any of his tech. He starts a Stargate. That is unusual.
That's not only unusual, that's pretty unfortunate for him. He can, of course, get an Oracle out to have like detection with Envision, but if he doesn't do this, then suddenly FanTaSy has nothing to worry about with his Widow mines, so the entire mineral line is potentially not able to mine at all. And with the Zealot that was taken out, he doesn't even know if there's a base.
Yeah, he didn't get close enough to see if there was a command center or not. And if the Oracle comes out, well, it's not going to be out in time, but even if he makes one and the Widow mine kills it, then this is disastrous. This is going to be so difficult for Avenge to recover from.
He needs to get an Oracle out there, have something at the front, take the hit, and then go in with Envision to take out the Widow mines.
He canceled the Stargate, actually. Here comes the Widow mine. First one in the natural. Goes into the main base. There's no detection whatsoever. Robo started now. Way too late. And
if the Widow mine burrows...
yeah, this guy's not been watching the tutorial videos on YouTube. It's actually impossible to kill one of those while it's burrowing.
And this is now a position where it couldn't be worse for Avenge, because he is losing a lot of mining time and he's risking to lose his harvesters in the main base, whereas FanTaSy has all the time in the world to catch up in economy.
He's going to sack a Stalker here, I suppose. I want to watch this very closely. The Widow Mine is now active at the natural, so he can't leave anything over there. He's not even going to sack anything.
Yeah.
So he's essentially a one-base Protoss right now.
Pulls it back. It's that hurt already. 9 kills, 16 workers lost in total. Avenge, I feel for you, but this is not looking good for him.
No. In total, workers killed 17. A lot of workers killed by Marines. He drops another Widow Mine here because he knows... Oh, poor targeting here. He knows that there's no detection yet. He kills 2 more probes with that one.
Another 2 taken out. Can he take out another one? No, not quite.
But he has definitely done way more than he bargained for even.
And another 2. Yes. Ouch, that hurts. 22 Harvesters against 31 SCVs. We also have double Orbital now, so 2 potential mules. And this is very bad for Avenge.
He has an opportunity here, though, with this Warpin pylon. The bunker's not quite ready. If he runs up right now and stops it, then he may be able to do something here, but he's waiting too long.
That's the only chance that he has. He can go for an all-in, but if he tries to catch up with his opponent in a macro, in economy, that's not going to work out for him.
The bunker is ready. He's got SCVs to repair. This is still a lot of Protoss units. Army supply right now, 25 to 20 in Avenge's favor. No Widow Mines nearby.
And there are the first few Marauders as well. Here comes the SCV. They are trying to repair, but the force fields are good.
Yeah, but he's spending a lot of time attacking that bunker when he should be attacking the army if he can. The Mothership Core even helping out a little bit, but the SCV is tanking some damage. The Marauder doing a lot for him. He starts another bunker.
He can afford to lose a few SCVs here. He already has the Marauders in position 4 in total. Stim is halfway done. Combat Shield on the way. The first few medevacs are out.
Yeah, he's just tanking so nicely with those SCVs. Now with the medevacs out, Avenge could not hope for this to work. He didn't kill enough Harvesters to equalize. Right now it's 33 to 23. With all the tech that FanTaSy has going his way, I just don't see Avenge recovering, not at all.
There's already the starport. He has also Stim on his way, Combat Shield, a +1 attack upgrade, whereas Avenge doesn't even have a Forge. He has more Harvesters than his opponent, 36 to 27. The double Mule. The first few medevacs are in the game. This is looking worse and worse for Avenge. This is one of those games where Avenge can't win it anymore, FanTaSy could lose it.
Yeah, that's actually a great way to put it. Avenge is actually supply blocked here as he loses his forward warping point. FanTaSy supply blocked as well, though.
This game is only going to end in favor of Avenge if FanTaSy makes a huge mistake.
A huge mistake, or even a chain of mistakes it may take. He's now got Reactor medevac production, Concussive Shells, Stim, and +1 all lining up here. He already has Combat Shield, so he's going to hit this timing right before Colossi already, and I just don't see Avenge holding. He's going to roll over and die.
Yeah, that was actually a fantastic start for FanTaSy. A dream come true, you could say.
Yeah.
Or FanTaSy come true.
Yeah. He's been fantasizing about those Widow Mines all day, and it worked out for him.
I don't blame him. Moving in now with those upgrades. +1 attack is not done just yet, but he has Combat Shield and Stim, and he's using it.
Yeah. The Nexus Cannon is not able to out-DPS the healing of the medevacs, and that is going to be game.
Hitting the T button like a boss.
Dancing his units. GG.